Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back with the next review of the Fangoria Challenge. This time, Jason and I watched Cemetery Man. I'm pretty sure Jason will be showing the Anchor Bay DVD in his video, so I decided to show my VHS screening copy of Cemetery Man. It's a 1994 Italian horror film, also known as Della Morte dell'Amore. That can be translated as Of Death, of Love. And according to Fangoria, Cemetery Man is one of the 101 best horror movies you've never seen. It stars a young Rupert Everett as Francisco Della Morte. He works as a graveyard caretaker, or cemetery man. He also has a dim-witted, non-verbal assistant named Nagi, with whom he lives in a house by the cemetery. This cemetery, though, is not your typical cemetery. The dead in this graveyard reanimate themselves days after being buried. It is Francisco's job, with the assistance of Nagi, to kill the dead again. They call the zombies in this movie returners. Once they come back or return, they must be shot or stabbed in the head. That's the only way to keep them down for good. One day, Francisco meets a gorgeous, and I mean gorgeous woman played by Anna Falchi. She is a widow attending her husband's funeral. It is love at first sight for Francisco, and you can't blame him. It doesn't take long for her to fall in love with him either. The two even have sex on her husband's grave. Of course, they have to be careful of the dead rising again, including her husband. Meanwhile, the dim-witted Nagi falls in love with the mayor's daughter. But it's tough for the two guys to have happy endings when they kill the dead for a living. A, let's just say, visitor gives Francisco some advice. If he doesn't want to kill the dead anymore, why not just kill the living by shooting them in the head, guaranteeing they won't come back? And so Francisco takes the advice and goes on a shooting rampage in town. Cemetery Man, or Della Morte dell'Amore, truly is a story of death and of love. This movie has always gotten a lot of hype, and I can definitely understand why. Don't get me wrong, it's wacky. Really wacky, but it's so good. First of all, the setting and atmosphere is phenomenal. The sets were actually built over a real abandoned cemetery in Italy. The ossuary used in the film was real, and there's a story behind it. Supposedly, one of the crew members removed some of the real bones during filming, and claims he later had an encounter with an angry ghost because of it. Needless to say, this resulted in that crew member immediately returning the bones. Most of the film takes place in the cemetery, and like I said, it's super atmospheric. Anna Falchi, as I already mentioned, is gorgeous in this, and just gorgeous in general. In fact, I remember seeing a list of the top 10 nude scenes in horror movies a while back, and Anna Falchi got first place for best boobs in this movie. Personally, I'd even rank her nude scenes in this above the perfect nipple placement in the Friday the 13th remake. Seriously. Not to mention, and I'll say it for a third time, she is drop-dead gorgeous. That's a fitting description for this movie. Cemetery Man is an intriguing film. It leaves you thinking, theorizing. The ending is sort of ambiguous. Or is it? I guess that's for you to decide. Check it out. And if you like a good cemetery setting like the one in Cemetery Man, you should also check out Graveyard Disturbance. Graveyard Disturbance is also an Italian horror film, originally intended to be the pilot episode of a TV series. Because the episode was feature-length and the show was not picked up, it was instead released in 1989 as a movie. Lamberto Bava directed it. It's about a group of 5 young people who must spend the night in a dark catacomb to win a prize. While there, they must deal with zombies and other creatures of the night. Graveyard Disturbance is super obscure, and no one ever talks about it. This here is my Japanese VHS release. Not enough people talk about Cemetery Man anymore either. Have you seen it? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. And please be sure to check out Jason's review. What will we watch next for the Fangoria challenge? Check back soon to find out. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.